About 4 or 5 months ago, I was browsing YouTube, not for work or studying my niche or anything, but just having fun. Which I don't do that much on YouTube actually. But I came across this channel, it had good number of subscribers, I don't know, a million or something. And I was checking out the videos, scrolling through titles, and one jumped out. The title jumped out, but also the views. The views was way above average, like over a million, which was really good for this channel. And I could tell right away why, because the title was so good. And it was completely unrelated to what my site is about. But I immediately recognized that the concept was really smart and I could apply it to my niche like easily. It's not something I would apply to every niche, but it did happen to apply to my niche. And so that was the end of my relaxing YouTube session of watching vids. I got to work, create a prototype, taking that approach with the title and published it. And yes, it was a big hit, a huge hit. It exceeded my expectations. The engagement was really good. The traffic was really good. So fortunately, it was one of those concepts that I could do over and over and over. That's important. That's the way to scale. And so I would say now this concept probably takes up like 1/5, maybe 1/6 of all the content that I'm publishing. And I continue to find new ways to use it because it is just consistently successful. Not 100% successful, but consistently enough that it's just been a really, really big win for me. Okay, so the point is YouTube is an absolute gold mine when it comes to titles. And the reason that is especially the more successful channels and the successful videos, is that the title and the be all on YouTube is, you know, basically the be all to get success on there. They're very important. And if you see videos with a lot of views or channels consistently with a lot of views, they're doing the titles right. And there's a lot to be learned there. And there's no reason that you can't use and take ideas and apply it to your site. I tend to prefer to do this type of research outside of my niche. I don't want to get too influenced by others in my niche and copy what they're doing. And it's easy to, you know, sort of move toward like where, hey, wow, this is just way too similar. So, but if I'm operating out, if I'm researching outside of my niche, it's like, it's, you know, it's unrelated. I can take those concepts and apply it. And often I come up with ideas that, you know, other competitors in my niche aren't dealing with. It's different. So it's a really good approach to do it. And, you know, I've read that some YouTube creators are going as far as paying and running ads for their titles, split testing them before they even launch videos. That's how important the titles are. So YouTube is really goldmine. And the reason I'm dedicating a whole video to titles is titles are important these days, at least with what I'm doing. And what a lot of people have moved to since Google traffic has basically dried up. Right, I mean, with Google, it was easy. Your titles would somewhat reflect the keyword that you're targeting, and that aligned with people who are searching, and the click-through rates were typically good. We don't have that luxury anymore. It's changed, and we now have to really come up with titles that are going to get engagement, that people are going to see, and that, you know, they're not looking for it. There's no intention that they are seeking in looking for this content, but when they see the title, they got to read it. And that's a totally different ballgame. And when it comes to titles, which are very important for your site, as well as obviously on videos, YouTube is a really great resource to comb through and look for these ideas. And the game, well, I don't want to say game plan, but basically the roadmap is right there for you. You could look at the numbers. The numbers are available. If you see a video with 3 views, that doesn't necessarily mean the title's not very good, but if it has the channel's a bunch of subscribers and they have 3 views, probably not the best title. But if you see a video with a channel that, you know, you look at sort of what the average number of views are, and then you see one video that has way more views, chances are that there's something going on with that title. Now, not always. It may be some other reason. Maybe they're even running ads to it. You don't necessarily know that. I'm sure there's software to find out, but, you know, we're just doing quick and dirty here. And if you see something that stands out views wise or success wise, that's a good starting point. Now, obviously you got to obviously look at it and think about it. Does it apply to your niche? Is it a good title, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this is such an easy way to come up with really great ideas. And it can also just be great ideas, just come up with content ideas generally. So for me, it's been a big win. As a result, ever since then, I do happen to spend more time on YouTube because it's really helping out my business. Like I said, over 620,000 sessions in the last 30 days, and it's been more or less that for several months now. Thanks for watching.